Welcome to Troup High Football Coach's Corner here, live from Johnny's Pizza. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson, and we're going to talk tonight about a few things. One is the game we had last week against Carterville. A little disappointed, dadgummit, but you have to take your licking and keep on a ticking, I guess, Coach.
Oh, that was a big licking, tell you that. But we're still ticking, so that's good, and we're not dead yet. So, hopefully we learn from that. But hats off to Cartersville. Won another region championship, and I think they're kind of like 63-3 or something right now in the last 4 or 5 years. So hats off to those guys. They played a great football game.
Well, they did, and we were, and there's a lot of people who have talked to me in the last 3 or 4 days, and they heard us on the radio, and some of them even actually watched it on we had a couple of screens going. I don't think they allowed the National Federation of High School to come in up there at Cartersville and do any filming. Hanley High School is kind of like that over on the Alabama side, over at Roanoke. They don't really, want Eagle over there filming stuff. So it's kind of interesting. It's like, if you want film on teams, you can go get your film. But anyway, they did a good job. But, yeah, I think – and we talked just then at your table as you're eating with Chandler and Chambers and they were some questionable officiating calls, but that didn't have a – Jack says at least 4. I'm thinking more like 8.
Nah. 4
phases. That's right. Offense, defense, kicking, special teams, and officials.
Yeah.
We talked about that on radio. That's got nothing to do with you. Jack and I were just picking about that Friday night, and but it did.
Well, the officials didn't have anything to do with us throwing a pick six,
you're right.
or not getting in the run fit first play of the game, or you can say all you want to about that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is they whipped us. They had a great plan. For whatever reason, possibly they may have our number right now, and I don't mean our number is in the fact of beating us because, like I just said, they were like 63-3.
Yeah.
I mean our number in we just don't play well against them.
And sometimes they like that.
And right now it just is what it is. We got to figure out a way to coach better against them. But those guys do a great job, and we're not the only team that has trouble with them, and so we'll lick our wounds
I would imagine.
Yeah, and take our 1-9 and get. I mean, our 1-9, our 9-1, and get ready to
You're
move on to
thinking
the
back
playoffs.
a few years, Coach. So get that out of your mind.
Had nightmares.
Well, the kickoff, we're all pumped, and boom, on the first offensive play from the 23-yard line, boom, they hit a little quick belly up the middle, 77 yards, and it's like it's okay, settle down, we're good. And I want to say it was either in the ensuing series. I don't know if it was the first play or the second or third, but it looked like we might have been a little apprehensive about the pass. He picks it, but then once it settled down, we drove the ball down the field and kicked a field goal. Would love to have a touchdown. But it's 14-3, and it's like, okay, things are settling down.
Yeah. The first play of the game, they actually ran an inside zone, and they just based it. It was something that we worked on all week long. Not making excuses for this, but our starting 4I, we had to sit one series, and so we had a kid in there who got turned out a little bit. And Katie barred the door, but kudos to them. Wasn't anything that we surprised us or anything. But then, offensively, Kobe gets in there and starts scrambling around a little bit. And as he scrambles, the flow's going to come with him, and for whatever reason, 14-0. Mm-hmm. I probably should have taken a timeout right there. I probably should have took a timeout, just called everybody together, and just said, "Hey guys, that was about as bad as we could start. But hey, look, we've only lost 30 seconds in the game.
Yeah,
so let's try to dig out of this thing one play at a time instead of trying to get it all back in one play."
If I'm not mistaken, and Jack, you're listening, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I had made a comment on the radio. It's like, hey, if we could just freeze the world, everybody stop except Coach G and his offensive unit. That was kind of the same thing. It's like, hey guys, take a deep breath. We're good. And
I think the most disappointing thing is we got to figure out how to handle pressure and all better because they really didn't do a whole lot that we had practiced all week long, offensively or defensively. They had a couple of wrinkles and things, but a lot of the things, we had practiced or after the first series, we said, "Hey, listen to this. Hey, this is what's going on." Okay. And a perfect example is they gave us a little hot tackle a couple times with 18, and they ended up hitting him down the same. Well, they set us up for it 2 or 3 series earlier, and we thought we had it fixed, and then we lined up wrong, and it was very easy. You just pay attention where 18 is.
Yeah,
and
speaking of 18. him and Makuta was about the tallest, biggest kids on the field. He's a big old boy.
I mean, he's a good
tight end. Big
he's a big physical kid, good football player. He's a mismatch for our DBs when they get him out there in space, and we try to cover him man to man. But like I said, kudos to those guys. That's what they do. They're very, very well coached, extremely well coached. I don't think they get enough credit defensively for what they do. Defensively, for years and years and years, I've been saying that defensively they're a really, really good football team.
Well, I would agree with no doubt about it. I mean, let's face it, how many points had they allowed in the first 5 or 6 games? I mean, the last 5 or 6 games. I mean, basically, they had held opponents to 0 points, I believe. Yeah. And then the Tigers come in and score. I think it got the crowd kind of like, oh, wow, these guys drove down, scored 3 points on us. Next thing you know, the start of the third quarter, we had maybe a 65 or 70-yard return, and either the next play or 2 plays later, we're in the end zone, and all of a sudden it's 28-10, different ball game.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt like we were just all out of sorts all night long. And, it just one of those nights where things just didn't go our way. And, like I said, lucky for us, we're able to move on and get ready for the playoffs. Well,
I wonder if it's time for a break. Looks like we might be having technical difficulties. Keep talking. We're good? All right. So as it pans out, we still have a home playoff game, and we're going to be playing Thursday night. And it's when you mentioned it, when I interviewed you at the end of the game, you said we're playing Stevens County, and I think it's Oconee County. But that's cool. It's Oconee County, Thursday night. And there's a game, I've had a lot of people asking me, because it's a Thursday night, did they say we're starting at 7 or 7:30?
Yeah, it's going to be a 7:30 kickoff to allow them a little bit extra time to get on down here. So it'll be a 7:30 kickoff, Callaway Stadium, Thursday night versus Oconee County. If I'm not mistaken, Troup may have played Oconee County the year they went to the
2001. Dome. Ben Taylor kicked us in, quote unquote. He kicked the field goal, kicked us into the dome. That's so that's kind of some history there. We beat them up there in Oconee County, and so
really good football team. I want to say it's Brad Johnson, maybe. I don't know if I'm correct, but maybe even won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. His son is a starting quarterback for Oconee County.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he's a big, tall kid, about 6'4", really good football player.
Where's all these tall quarterbacks coming from? We're going to face them.
We had one last year.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yep. Hey, with that, we're going to take a break. You're listening to Troup High Coaches Corner here live from Johnny's Pizza. You guys come on out and join us. Grab a pizza. We'll be right back on Eagle Sports.
Welcome to your friendliest hometown dealer, Nissan of LaGrange, where we work hard to get you the car you've been searching for. Our new and pre-owned selections are handpicked to provide the best in color, options, and financing that's right for you. We have a huge database of lenders to get you in the vehicle of your dreams. And Nissan LaGrange has a world-class service department that's second to none. Come see why folks come from Atlanta, Columbus, and beyond to shop your friendliest hometown dealer, Nissan of LaGrange, 1050 Lafayette Parkway in beautiful LaGrange, Georgia.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Team Sales is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Team Sales at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek Team Sales for all your sporting good needs.
At WellStar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At WellStar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is a place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, inside the Piggly Wiggly at Lee's Crossing, and in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. We have your flu shot ready, so come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Okay, so we're going to try to put some points on the board with Helson Martinez is coming in, and he's got his teeth. The ball is on the 19-yard line, so that's 29 plus about 7. So we're going to look at about a 36-yard attempt. He's kicked a 33-yard earlier at Richland at the first of the year.
Waiting for the snap. Snap, hold, kick is up. He's got the distance.
Good.
Is through there. So the Tigers close in a little bit. 6:15 left here in the first quarter. 14-3 is your score.
And we talked about how they hit us quick with 14 points, and then we came back and drove, and we was able to kick a field. Helson's come through for you this year. He's really, we had that one game that we kind of struggled with, but since then he's been spot on.
Yeah, he's been spot on, and I think when you say he struggled, I think it was kickoff wise. And I think there was a couple times we didn't get the ball down for him, Yeah. But he's done a great job. Coach Tomlinson and Coach Kendall have done a great job with him and those guys in the special teams department. And so, we're fortunate to have him.
And I was noticing, and I'm getting to where I stand down on the 10-yard line, kind of anticipating that you guys, would you call it left, like go left, I guess, and it's a natural curve. But the other night it hit perfectly right on the hash mark on the sidelines and bounced back in.
Checked up on him.
And you know what? The Cartersville player was stunned. I thought, man, just one more bounce, and we're going to recover that ball inside the 5.
We needed something like that, didn't we?
Didn't we know? So I'm pretty proud of Helson, and I know you guys are. But, for a kid that's really never played oblong football before, he's played that round football, if you will.
Yeah, he's done a good job.
And so it's exciting to see that. Hey, so with that, we talked, as we went to break, we were talking about Oconee County and Thursday night, and we're talking a 7:30 kickoff. So all you fans who are used to a regular season Thursday night kickoff at 7 o'clock, this is playoffs, and in order, as Coach said earlier, in order to allow for travel time, Oconee County's up kind of, I guess, northeast of Atlanta. You got a chance to get them down here. Going to give them the next 30 minutes. So kickoff is a traditional 7:30 kickoff time. You might anticipate a little bit of inclement weather. I'm kind of a weather nut and look through, and they're going to be spot rains throughout the week, and it calls for 30% chance of rain on Thursday, at least as of Monday morning. So hopefully we'll have some dry weather. But, hey, if it rains, it's going to be raining for both teams.
Yeah, and I think whether we play Thursday or Friday, that chance of rain's there. Right. So
it is.
It just kind of is what it is, and we'll have to kind of play through it. Luckily for us, Central.
Well, speaking of Oconee County, you had mentioned the quarterback that's a tall drink of water, and you think about tall, you think about, is he a pocket passer, is he a dual threat, and so what kind of offense can the fans as they pile into the stands Thursday night, and that goes without saying. We need to say it though. Thank you, Tiger Nation. You've been showing up at every game, and Cartersville was absolutely no exception. You packed the visitor side, and I believe we looked at one point in the game, we might have had more fans there than the Cartersville folks had. So thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there Thursday night. But so what kind of offense can we expect to see out of Oconee?
Well, the whole thing runs through the quarterback, and he does a really, really good job. He's got a very strong arm. He's a left-handed kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's more of a pocket-type passer, but he will get out and run a little bit, but he's a big physical runner. Very similar to Montez Crow,
okay.
If you want to think about it in that way. A very physical offensive line, very physical running attack that they have. They're not really, I don't think, going to try to stretch you from sideline to sideline. I think they're going to maybe do that to keep you honest, but then start going north and south.
Kind of keeping it between the tackles.
Yeah,
and their vertical game, their passing game, and I hadn't really did a little research on the Oconee County kid today, but as far as passing-wise, how do they stack up against the Tigers?
He throws the ball extremely well. I think that they've had some bad luck on injuries at wide receiver position, so I think they're down a few guys. So, hopefully we can match up with him in the back end. But he does put the ball on the money and has a real calm presence about him.
Okay. Well, anytime, do you pass to set up the run or do you run to set up the pass? And, who knows what these guys are going to do. But they sounds like they're fairly balanced, as is the Troup Tigers. You've come in all year long. And you go back to the Sandy Creek game. We opened up third quarter, and you were adamant, we're not going to throw the football. And we went on like a 14-play, 80-yard drive, and boom, put it in the end zone. And when you needed to run the football, especially second half, you made some adjustments against Central, and you made some, and the Tigers started really getting eating up that ground game, and you could also open up the passing lanes for Kobe. So it would be neat to see that happen Friday night. Is that we're able to get some chunks of yards on the ground as well as through the air, and we had kind of hoped that Kobe had going back to last week. You and I talked about he's going to need to pretty much but be able to run the ball, maybe get 100, 150 yards, maybe a little bit more. What did Kobe wind up with on last Friday night? You have any idea?
I really don't. I looked at the stats earlier, but I'd be lying to you or throwing out a number that's probably not accurate if I tried to.
Well, seemed like he had a couple 20, 30-yard runs.
I don't know, 30 yards, maybe 18, 20 range. A couple of those. We had a ton of penalties, so a lot of things. Anytime we got a little bit of momentum going, we did some things to offset that and kind of put us back in a hole, so that wasn't good. But all in all, like I said, we got to go back to calm, just trying to get him to be calm because he's a great talent, and he has to know that he doesn't have to do it all on his own, that we have really good personnel around him. Yes. I thought the offensive line, believe it or not, played pretty well Friday, did what we asked them to do. We just didn't get the right checks that we thought we would get.
Well, going forward to the Oconee County game, and as I said last week, you'd be surprised at how many of your opponents actually get on Eagle1023.com later in the week to listen to kind of see if they're going to – what's Coach going to say? What's he saying he's going to do? Because they're checking us out. Interesting, and they'll go back and watch games that, nowadays. In the old days, you used to trade one or two game films right now you can pretty much get on any website and look at Troup the whole year if you wanted to really find any kind of tendencies. And not to put you on the spot, but going into the Thursday night game, is there anything that maybe us fans hadn't seen that you might actually pull out?
Well, probably. We had some things
maybe
ready.
A fake punt we've seen that one.
We've had some things ready for Cartersville, and didn't get in a situation we could use any of them.
Okay.
So we always carry those. I mean, that's something that you start on, in the summertime and in summer camp, but we carry those in our back pocket no matter who we're playing. So. Just a few tricks here and there, a few little wrinkles, I should say.
Well, it took a couple little tricks for the Auburn Tigers to finally pull it out last week. But I'm a Tiger graduate, so I'm proud of those guys. But I don't know. That's you don't see many W's when you only have 19 yards rushing, do you?
They don't ask you how you won. They ask you if you won.
If you won, interesting. Well, we certainly hope Thursday night going into the Oconee County game. We'll come out with a first round a playoff victory. We're guaranteed a home game, obviously, Friday night. We're not guaranteed anything going forward. Typically, when you're number 2 seed, fans, and if you win your first home game, unless there's a miracle that's happened and the number 1 team gets upset, and it's happened, it's just a low probability of that happening, would you be guaranteed that second game? Once you get past the third round into the quarters and semis, you're pretty much dealing with 1 and 2 seeds, and it's a little tougher to get a home field. Although it's happened, just not that much.
Yeah, if we faced a 2 seed somewhere down the road, it would be a coin toss. And okay. So you can go ahead and prepare that we have this one Friday, and then you're going to have to be road warriors for the most part. For the remainder. At least that needs to be your mindset.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, we're going to take a quick break, but before we do that, I want to invite you, Troup High alumni, out Saturday morning from 10 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock. The Troup High Alumni Association is going to have a kind of a memory day, or a couple hours. Come out to the old Troup High School. They're on Whitesville Road. It's actually the Whitesville Road Elementary School. But it was vacated, I think, in 85 or 86. And so as far as the high school goes, you guys come on out and walk the halls, enjoy yourself, meet old friends, and just talk it up, because probably in another 24 months it'll be raised, and we'll have a huge soccer complex and hopefully a 4-H county extension office with all kind of opportunities out there as well. But also, this Thursday night, we're going to end up selling the Troup High Touchdown Club. We're selling $25 certificates, little tickets, for a chance at a $2,500 vacation stay this spring break down in Panama City. And, yes, we pray that by spring break, Panama City will be back up and running full tilt. But the condo that we've secured is intact. Everything's fine. And so it's a $25 ticket at chance of an entire week's stay in Panama City. Big condo, think 3-bedroom condo. We'll announce the winner at Thursday night's game at halftime. So you guys come on out, check us out. Buy some from the Touchdown Club tent just inside the gates. With that, you're listening to the Troup High Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson at Johnny's Pizza on Eagle Sports. We'll be right back.
A Southern tradition since 1945, that's Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House. You can find them at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So when you're ready for lunch, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., come to Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for meat, 2 vegetables, and a bread, dessert, and drink for only $7.29. That's a big lunch for a small price. So when you're ready for a delicious barbecue and only U.S. farm-raised catfish, make your way to 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange for Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for a great meal.
Let me ask you a question. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see taillights? Do you see 4 tires? Or 2 tired kids in the back seat after their first day of school? Other insurance companies just see a car. But a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships. There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Kobe's going to take it. Go to the right side. Tries to get the corner. Aims for the pylon. Goes in for the touchdown. Tigers.
Troup High Tigers take it. A long return by Mark Anthony Dixon. 3 running plays up the middle, 1 to the outside. Kobe Hudson takes it. So less than a minute play, and the Tigers take it to pay dirt, making it 28 to 9, waiting for the PAT.
All right, we're going to see what we can do with the extra point here. Snap, hold, kick is up. Good. And the kick is good. 28-10.
You know, who is that guy that always sneaks in things like, it's got the distance, it's good? Before Jack says that, I don't know. You should reprimand him, though. I don't know that it won't work. I don't know that anybody catches that except you and I, Jack. But anyway, yeah, it's fun to hear these highlights, and I know the players particularly like to get back on the radio and listen, and they like to hear their names called out. And I would like to think that we both do an adequate job, maybe that trying to give all the kids accolades, both offensively and defensively. And being a former offensive lineman and a linebacker, a lot of times the offensive lineman doesn't get the kudos that they deserve. But you know what? If we're getting 3, 4, 5 yards at a time, it's largely because that offensive line is doing something right. And kudos to the tailback and to the quarterback, and that Trey Williams or Tyree Carlisle or Hudson is executing properly behind the line to get the ball in their hands and to make them to go that route. And then you got wideouts like Joko and Jarrell Smith performed all year, and Joko's getting that reputation now that a lot of guys are just giving him a hard time on the line, punching him. He's coming across the middle. They're rubbing him a little harder. Sometimes you get in two coverage, and then of course Jamari's just. He's had his opportunities, but they're all over him as well. It seems like you got double coverage or they're in his back pocket, making him earn that catch 40 yards down the field, and they're pushing the envelope as far as trying to get pass interference or what. But, if they get a flag, fine. If they don't, fine. But they're going to make Jamari earn that catch unless he's wide open. But I think he's probably seeing both those guys, and to some extent, Jarrell Smith are probably seeing more of that as the season has gone along because of what's happened in the past.
Well, I think the biggest deal is when we do have single coverage, we got to give our guys a chance. We call them those 50-50 balls. You got to throw the 50-50 ball and give them a chance. Whereas the other night we threw some 50-50 balls and we throw it out of bounds, or we throw it as good as anybody's guys.
Absolutely.
You got to give them a chance to go make a play, and if they don't, that's okay. But I mean, you're either going to more than likely you're going to get a pass interference, or they're going to catch the ball, or worst thing, maybe it's incomplete. You know, so. But you got to give our guys a chance to go do it. And several times the other night, we didn't even give ourselves a chance. We went for it on that 4th down at midfield. I probably should have punted, but we went for it, and we threw the ball out of bounds by 10 feet.
That's true.
And so we got to give our guys a chance.
That's a good point, and that's right. That's a good point. But getting back, looking to the future, we've got, again, fans, reminding you, Oconee County coming into town this Thursday night. 7:30 kickoff, not 7. Just check the weather, but absolutely do not let anything keep you from coming out to Callaway Stadium Thursday night and filling up that home side, because I promise you, Oconee County is going to bring it with them. This is playoff times, and everybody starts out this time of year at the same record, 0-0, and there's no second loss. You win them all, or you lose once, and you're home. So there's an extra incentive, so the fans will be traveling. So we're going to need you more than ever, Tiger Nation, to be there and be loud for these Troup High Tigers as they hopefully will get a victory in that first round of the playoffs. And then we'll talk next Monday night where we'll be traveling. But it looks like, Pickens County, we're in a bracket start out with Region 8 in 4A. And then the next time we'll be in the North Georgia region up with Pickens County. And the assumption is Pickens will beat White County being a 4 seed. But, hey, you never know. Those miracles happen. And if White come up and stun them, guess what? If we get our game taken care of, we'll be at home next week. That'd be sweet, wouldn't it?
Yep, it would be.
So, anyway, last second thoughts about Thursday night.
Well, just number one, it's playoff time, and so it's an opportunity to keep playing. Like you said, it's win or go home. But it is also a chance for this team to reach double-digit wins, to win 10 games. And that hadn't been done a whole lot here.
Time.
We went from 1-9 to 8-3 to 9, and now if we can take it a step further and win 10, you like to see that constant progression. And so, we're excited about that. We're excited about moving on into playoffs. And I think these guys are just hungry to get back on the grass and let's go play, or the turf, so to speak, Thursday. They're just ready to go. They're ready to get that one behind us and go out there and hopefully put together a good showing on Thursday.
I think we've got, as you said, the Friday night's behind us. You guys had a good team meeting last night, and now the reality is, hey, guys, we got potentially five more football games, and that's it for most of us seniors. So, you know what? Let's hope and pray that they get a chance to play 5 more games. With that, we'll see you guys Thursday night, Callaway Stadium, 7:30, Troup Tigers versus Oconee County. And I wished I knew their mascot name, but it doesn't really matter because go Tigers.